The classroom went dead quiet when Saki Kuribayashi walked in. Her eyes locked onto Yuto Mori, the boy everyone dismissed as clumsy and weak. When Saki targeted someone, their life never stayed the same.
I'm not here to play games, Yuto Mori. I've made my decision. You're going to be my husband.
The classroom erupted. 36 jaws dropped as whispers spread like fire. The undefeated kendo captain had just proposed to the boy who couldn't catch a ball.
No one was supposed to know. How did she...
I wasn't sure at first, but yesterday proved it. The way you moved, that's not something a weakling could do. You've been hiding, Yuto Mori.
You've got the wrong guy. I can barely walk straight.
Chaos took over. Students jumped up, phones whipped out, voices overlapped, but Saki didn't flinch. Her finger stayed trained on Yuto like a sword point.
Deny it all you want. This document is sealed in blood. You're mine now, Yuto Mori.
But to understand this moment, go back 2 days to the instant Saki Kurebayashi glimpsed a secret Yuto Mori had buried deeper than any bone. 2 days earlier, dawn light crept into an abandoned dojo on the edge of town, the only place Yuto Mori could still breathe. He'd been there since 4 a.m., his uniform already soaked.
Another 100 strikes. Then the real training begins.
He'd been drilling these forms since before he could read, each movement lethal, each breath controlled, but he never let anyone see. Not since his brother's blood stained the family name. Hours later at school, Yuto Mori was a different person. Books slipped from his hands, his feet tangled, and he apologized for every stumble.
Yuto, you okay? That fall looked rough.
Perfect. If even my friend thinks I'm useless, I'm doing something right.
Across the gym, Saki Kurebayashi ended her kendo match in under 30 seconds. She didn't just win, she crushed.
Pathetic. If you can't even hold the shinai properly, don't bother stepping onto my court.
She was the undefeated captain, her strikes so fast they hummed, but her tongue was sharper than any bamboo sword.
She's everything I'm supposed to avoid. Strong, aggressive, and always looking for a fight. Just stay invisible, Yuto.
8 years ago, the Mori clan's prodigy stepped into a national tournament ring. Ren Mori was 16, unbeatable, and hungry for the title. A single strike meant to disarm shattered his opponent's throat. The boy died before the medics reached him. Blood pooled on the white floor. Ren stood frozen, hands stained. The referee's whistle died in the silence. From that moment, the name Mori became poison. The family shut its gates. No more competitions, no more public displays. Yuto watched his elders whisper in corners, his mother weep for days. The world will never trust a Mori again, his father said. If they find out what you can do, they'll come for us too.
I was 8 years old, and I already understood my gift was a curse. If I ever showed it, someone else would pay.
Yuto promised to bury his skill. No one would ever see the serpent's fang. He'd live as a background character, invisible and harmless. He chose a high school far from the dojos that knew his name. In the courtyard, students laughed, unaware that a predator walked among them.
Day 1 of normal life. I just have to keep my head down, fail every gym class, and never, ever defend myself.
But secrets have a way of surfacing. 2 days ago, the wall Yuto built for 8 years cracked because of 3 thugs and 1 girl watching from a rooftop.
You're still tripping over air, Mori? I've seen newborns with better balance.
Just let it slide. Every insult keeps the mask in place.
After school, a shout stopped Yuto cold. In the back alley, Takeshi was pinned against the wall by 3 older boys.
Yuto, get out of here. Don't let them.
He's telling me to run, even though they'll shatter his arm. I can't. I promised.
The first thug swung a pipe. Yuto's body moved on its own. A pivot, a joint lock, and the weapon clattered to the ground. In 3 seconds, all 3 attackers were sprawled on the pavement. Yuto stood panting, his secret bleeding out in the open. From the school rooftop, Saki Kurebayashi had seen everything. Her knuckles whitened on the railing. That hadn't been a lucky dodge. The footwork was unmistakable. A signature pivot only one family had perfected, the Mori clan's forbidden serpent style.
So the Mori heir is hiding right under my nose. Finally, Something worth hunting.
Saki walked straight to the family dojo, ignoring her own practice. Her footsteps echoed off ancient banners.
If that boy is a Mori, then Father's nightmares are about to become my reality.
She tore through ancestry scrolls until her nail stopped on a faded name, Yuto Mori, second son.
The Mori heir attends my school. You told me the clan was dead. Why did you lie?
His face paled. A blood pact binds us. If they learn he lives, war starts within weeks. That is why.
He unrolled a contract. Two crests faced each other below a single clause, marriage or clan war.
I never traded your future. But without a union, both houses fall. I am sorry.
Carry it? I trained my whole life for a battle like this. Yuto Mori is the key. I'll marry him. It stops the war and gives me a partner worth fighting beside.
Before dawn, Saki's brush touched the scroll. Her blood, not tears, would seal the vow. The next morning, Saki cornered Yuto before class even started.
Mori dojo now. Bring a shinai, or I'll use you as one.
He followed, heart hammering. In the empty dojo, she tossed him a bamboo sword and he let it clatter to the ground.
Pick it up. Let's see if you can defend yourself for 5 seconds.
Yuto adopted a clumsy guard. She lunged, a strike fast enough to crack ribs.
I can't dodge like yesterday. I have to take the hit.
He stumbled sideways, barely avoiding the full blow, but his footwork slid into the Mori stance before he could stop it.
Interesting. You almost looked like you knew what you were doing just then.
She saw it. The serpent's pivot.
But Saki just tapped his shoulder with the sword's tip. We're done. Thanks for the practice, weakling. That evening, Saki returned home and laid a training video on her father's desk. The Mori serpent pivot played in slow motion.
It's him. I tested him myself. He's the second son, alive and hiding.
Then the pact is clear. A marriage must be declared within a week, or the clans will not be restrained. But the Mori name is stained. If you choose him, you carry that weight forever. Are you prepared?
I've carried heavier things. Give me the family seal.
He placed the ancient seal beside the contract she had already signed with blood. Now it bore the weight of both houses.
This isn't a proposal. It's a declaration of war on anyone who thinks I'll be a pawn.
She rolled the document tightly, binding it with silk. The action felt like loading a weapon.
Yuto Mori, tomorrow you stop running.
And somewhere, in his cramped apartment, Yuto lay awake, his brother's demon pressing on his chest. And now, in the stunned silence of the classroom, Yuto Mori finally saw the trap. This wasn't admiration. It was a blood contract.
You really think I'll just agree to this? I don't care about your clan or your war. I refuse.
You don't have that luxury. The pact doesn't ask, it binds.
She tapped the red seal. The class gasped. Some recognized the Kurabayashi crest.
Yuto? What is she talking about? A clan war?
Tell them, Yuto Mori, or I will.
She's going to expose everything. My brother, my family, my ranking.
But Saki's stare wasn't cruel. It held something else, an invitation.
I'm not your enemy. I'm your only way out. Marry me, and both clans survive.
The document sat between them, ink dry but blood still pulsing through every name on it. Yuto shoved his chair back and walked out. Not a word.
If I stay, she'll drag everything into the light. Run, Yuto. Just run.
Mori, you can't outrun this.
By the time he reached the rooftop, she was already there, blocking the door.
I saw the serpent pivot yesterday. The footwork you used in the alley that belongs to the Mori clan.
You've got me confused with someone else. I can't fight. I can barely stand straight.
Stop lying. There's a clan matter that ties us together whether you like it or not.
Clan matter? What is she talking about?
I didn't come here to destroy you, Yuto. I came because I need the only person who can match me.
Yuto's fists tightened. The rooftop wind muffled the silence as a decade of hiding crashed against a single impossible word. Saki closed the distance. This time, she didn't shout.
The Mori and Kuribayashi have been at war in the shadows for years. Your brother's death was the flashpoint.
She unrolled the scroll. The blood seal pulsed like a heartbeat.
The pact states clearly, a union between our families, or the vendetta escalates until one house is extinguished.
This can't be real. I've never heard of any pact.
For Yuto, the word extinguished hit like a blade. He saw his mother's tears, his brother's blood.
You think I'll be your tool? I've already died once to keep this family safe. I won't do it again.
I'm not asking you to be a tool. I'm asking you to be my partner. Don't make me watch my family burn.
The weight of her words settled on his chest. A war he never knew about, with his face on the trigger. But 8 years of hiding don't dissolve in a single outburst. Yuto turned his back, but didn't leave.
Then train with me. If you won't marry, at least let me prove you're not a coward who only hides.
She's not giving up. And if I walk away, she'll just chase me forever.
The next afternoon, they faced each other in the dojo. No audience, no lies, just bamboo and silence.
No falling down today. Show me the real you, or I'll drag it out stroke by stroke.
Yuto's guard shifted. Not clumsy, not perfect, honest. For the first time in years, he allowed himself to deflect instead of dodge.
That was almost beautiful. Do it again. Slower.
He did. A pivot, a joint release, the core of the Mori style, stripped of lethal intent.
She's not mocking. She's actually trying to learn.
By the end of the week, they sparred until their palms blistered. She matched his speed, and he stopped pretending it was luck. Walking home together, neither spoke, but the silence no longer felt like a cage. The next morning, Yuto stopped Saki mid-strike and adjusted her grip. If you turn the wrist here, the energy reverses.
You almost smiled just now. Don't fight it.
Yuto caught himself, the muscles in his jaw releasing for the first time in years.
Why did you train so hard, even when no one was watching?
Because my brother's mistake didn't just kill a boy, it buried my family. I trained to keep the ghost from rising.
For once, Saki didn't argue. She just let her fingers brush his knuckles, a question without words. And Yuto, almost involuntarily, let the corners of his mouth lift. A crack in the armor he'd worn since childhood. But from the ground below, a figure in a dark hood hadn't missed that crack. Ren Mori had been waiting for weakness. His scar caught the light as he smiled, a smile that promised no mercy, only reckoning. And neither of them saw the shadow slip away, counting the days until everything Yuto had built would burn. Saki's attacks grew relentless, forcing Yuto to move faster than he'd allowed in years.
If I slow down, she'll land a hit that could end this. But if I don't,
Is that all you've got? The Mori air I saw could take down 3 men in seconds.
Her shinai sliced toward his neck. Instinct seized him, the serpent's fang, a counter designed to kill. His fingers stopped an inch from her throat. The air crackled with what almost happened.
Saki's eyes went wide. That technique. The serpent's fang. You really are the one.
I almost. No. She knows everything now.
How long have you been the number one? You're not just hiding, you're the absolute peak.
Since I was 14. The rankings are public, but no one connected the name to this face.
And there it was, the secret he'd buried deeper than his brother's grave, now open between them. They sank onto the dojo floor. The fight drained from both. For the first time, Yuto spoke about Ren.
My brother didn't mean to kill, but after that, my family was crushed. I hid so no one would fear us again.
Saki's voice was smaller than he'd ever heard. My father loves me, but I've always been a piece on his warboard.
A tear slid down her cheek, hitting the wooden planks before she could catch it.
I want to reach out, but if I do, I'll be promising something I'm not ready to give.
I'm not going to force you, Yuto, but I need you to know this isn't just about the pact anymore.
The silence that followed was the most honest thing either had ever felt.
I used to think weak boys deserved my contempt, but you're not weak. You're carrying something heavier than any trophy.
Yuto's mask was gone, and for the first time, someone inside saw the real him. But outside the door, a shadow waited, and Ren's patience had an expiration date. The dojo door slid open with cruel slowness. Ren Mori stepped into the light, clapping.
What a touching scene. My little brother finally letting someone see the monster he really is.
Who are you? How dare you interrupt?
I'm Ren Mori, firstborn. And the girl you're trying to marry, she was promised to me first.
That's a lie. He disappeared after the tournament. There was never any betrothal.
Check the archives, Kurebayashi. A pact signed when we were children. Yuto stole everything, including you.
A childhood betrothal? My father never mentioned this.
Yuto's fists trembled, not from fear, but from a decade of suppressed rage finding its target.
You vanished. You let them believe you were dead. And now you come back to claim what I never even wanted.
Ren's smile didn't waver. I didn't come back to ask. I came to take. Ren pulled out a folded sheet, its edges yellowed and breaking. He held it like a winning hand.
She tore it from his fingers. This can't be. Both family seals from over a decade ago?
Without another word, Saki ran. The dojo door crashed shut, leaving two brothers in icy silence.
Father, you knew? A betrothal contract with Ren Mori? And you never told me.
I had hoped this would remain buried. When he vanished, the pact was considered dead. It was signed before the tragedy. I never thought he'd return. Forgive me.
My own history was a lie. I was never free to choose.
She walked back to the dojo, the old contract now marked with fresh tears.
This paper might be real, but you are nothing to me. You abandoned your family and claimed a dead promise.
Ren's smile twisted. Now you understand. The law is on my side, little bride.
I don't care about a contract signed before I could walk. The only person I recognize as my partner is you, Yuto.
Yuto's hands found her shoulders, steadying her, or maybe himself.
You? You really mean that? After everything you know?
How touching. But the law doesn't bend to teenage feelings. The dual ground awaits, little brother.
The challenge was formal, a fight for Saki's hand and the leadership of the Mori clan. Ren's scar gleamed in the dim light.
Is this what you want, Saki? If I fight him, there's no going back.
Yes, I've never been more certain of anything in my life.
Yuto's jaw set. 8 years of hiding, and the only answer was to stand. The old dueling grounds at the edge of town hadn't seen blood in decades. Tonight they would...
Then let's end this. I didn't train my whole life to let a ghost steal my future.
They bowed. No referee, no rules, only the blood oath between brothers.
Still holding back? Let me remind you what the Mori style is for.
Ren's fists blurred, every strike a memory of their father's lessons. But Yuto had trained alone, without chains. Saki's hands pressed against the boundary rope, her knuckles white. She'd never prayed before, but she did now. Then Yuto shifted. The serpent's fang unfolded in a spiral of force that shattered Ren's guard. Ren hit the ground, dust exploding around him. The scar across his cheek was buried in dirt. Yuto's hand stopped a hair from Ren's throat. The kill stroke suspended.
Yuto, stop! You're not him!
Yuto's chest heaved. He had won. But the real victory was never taking the final strike, the one that had ruined his brother. Ren lay still, the air thick with the weight of what came next. The duel wasn't over. It was waiting for the hand that would decide. Ren's voice broke the silence, rough with dirt and disbelief. He didn't try to rise, but his eyes found Yuto's.
You stopped. After everything I did, you didn't finish it. I never wanted to force her. I only came back to see if you had become strong enough to lead the clan.
Saki tore across the boundary rope, throwing herself against Yuto's chest before he could speak.
You're alive. You're not him.
Yuto's arms closed around her, the tension of years cracking open as he finally let himself breathe. Ren watched them, a ghost finally at peace. His smile was the first honest one in 8 years. Yuto released Saki and extended a hand toward his brother.
You're the true heir, Yuto. The Mori name is yours to carry forward.
When both brothers stood, the war between clans ended right there, in the dust of a duel that was never about winning. The school auditorium fell silent as Yuto Mori stepped onto the stage alone.
My name is Yuto Mori, heir of the Mori clan. For 8 years, I pretended to be weak to protect my family from the shadow of my brother's tragedy. But I am also the country's #1. And I am accepting Saki Kurabayashi as my future wife.
It's not accepting, Mori. You're mine.
The crowd erupted. Cheers shook the walls as Saki pulled Yuto into a kiss on the cheek.
Yuto, you absolute legend. I knew it.
For the first time, Yuto's smile reached his eyes. Saki held the engagement scroll high. The blood seal now meant union, not war. In the back of the hall, Father Kurebayashi bowed his head. The weight of generations finally lifted. And the boy who had hidden for so long finally stood in the light, chosen not by force, but by fate. 1 year later, the Mori Kurebayashi Dojo opened, its sign a testament to the union that ended a war. Inside, students filled the hall, the first generation trained by both families together. Ren led a class with quiet authority, the scar on his cheek now a mark of redemption. On the wedding day, Saki stood in an elegant kimono, her fierce gaze softened by a smile. The invitation had been simple, but the ceremony was for the ages. At the shrine, cherry blossoms fell as Yuto and Saki faced each other in formal wedding attire. With trembling hands, they exchanged rings, no longer bound by blood pacts, but by choice.
Mine.
And in that single word, 8 years of hiding, a brother's shadow, and a clan's war finally found peace. The shrine's bells rang, and the vendetta that had shadowed 2 families for decades finally unraveled. Beneath the ancient shrine, cherry blossoms swirled around them like fate's last applause. Yuto leaned in. Her lips curved into the small, fierce smile he'd come to know as a promise. The yellow arrow from that chaotic morning dissolved into a golden ring, the symbol of a choice, not a claim. Sometimes the strongest bonds are forged in the fires of a secret. Their past was a battlefield, their future a quiet, shared breath. As the petals fell, Yuto's hidden years drifted away like dust in a merciful wind.
You're still too slow, Mori.
But for once, Yuto didn't need to catch up. He was already where he belonged. And the boy who had hidden for so long finally understood. The strongest person in the world had chosen him. The end.